Alrighty. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 22nd versus the Pathfinders. And we're getting straight on into it here. Ripping the band-aid straight off and launching straight into the game. Make sure I draw on the right guy here. And of course, as the title would suggest, we are playing Carentan today. And it should be a pretty good battle here. We've just been told to join on the artillery player here. So we're on Tracer. And we will be on the Pathfinders side for today's match. And yeah, we'll get straight on into it. So today we've got 22nd playing as the Allies and Pathfinders playing as the Axis. Fighting over Canal Crossing here, which can be quite a backwards and forwards point here. Quite a brutal one to fight over. A lot of artillery deaths, a lot of tank deaths. And of course, the battle for the river as well will be crucial in this, as we do see these teams starting to get set up here as we get the multiple trucks running out, and quite an interesting point layout here. So we will be seeing a lot of the map used here tonight, as we do have the two defensive points here for 22nd, being 502nd start and Ruins, and of course the midpoint being Canal, and Pathfinder's defensive points of Rail Crossing and La Maison, which quite a brutal point layout here for the Pathfinders should they find themselves on the back foot. But likewise here, offset points for both teams. So we will be seeing this town centre area here very much contested and very important to hold for both teams. Likewise, that church in the background there as well, very important to hold on to maintain control of the match. And we will be launching straight on in as these teams both get underway, and very prompt from both teams. Be able to get started here, as we do see multiple trucks lining up at the ready. And we're probably anticipating snipes from both teams here. It is a very snipeable map. Of course, a lot of just little roads here as we will float around, so we'll try and capture both here. Does sound like there is a looks absolutely nailing something here. Has killed a fair bit of that truck, I believe. As we do see the Rocketeer, so quite an empty truck on the middle here, as we do see both teams starting to come on in now. And another snipe there from the left side of map at the moment. As we do see the submarine truck coming in here for the Pathfinders. So it will be going north side, so under it goes. And it will just pop out the side. Rocket does nail the back of that. And it will be 22nd getting the momentary advantage here, as the squad does get in for the Pathfinders into that hard cap. As we do here as Stuart going below. It will be Pathfinders here finding themselves in these topside trenches here, the top of the map. But 22nd with multiple people moving on in. And it will be the Pathfinders here getting that early trench control, which is crucial for maintaining that hard cap. But we will be seeing them on the other side of the bridge. 22nd just walking straight into that three stack here, or what's commonly referred to as three stack, as the camera seems to be a little bit off the pace here. We'll try and get in on some of these fights, as we do see multiple people just all over that hard cap, and Pathfinder's starting to get a bit of that control. We do see a Luxu's come across the river here, but it will be 22nd actually owning these buildings at the moment, as the Stewart does get one pen shot there as we back up and try and capture that screen to screen. And, I believe that Stewart will be satcheled as well. Brad there getting that crucial satchel off onto the tank of Konza and Mo. And I don't think they're aware here. They're about to go up in smoke with the Pathfinders. Moving on through the hard cap here. 20 seconds, still really good control, but massive artillery shell there. Or I believe it was a shell from the Panzer IV. With Tito, last one alive there for 22nd. A crucial OP there for that 3 stackers. I believe that Panzer IV is engaging the medium. Has engaged the medium and has taken out the medium. So 22nd, they're losing their medium. But Pathfinders will be finding themselves with an armor advantage as the point just flickers back and forth. But an interesting battle up here. We do see Pathfinders really opting for that hard cap control at the moment. But it does seem like 22nd overall are getting a bit more of that map control at the minute, owning this little southern area here. If we just have a quick map check and sort of slowly boxing them out. We do see 2 light tanks up the north here, as Mo does make his way across. It looks like they will be making their way for that hard cap, as we do see an explosion here. I believe that was a truck. It was. And, Pathfinders here looking like they're going to find themselves a cap if they can hold onto these trenches with this light tank just absolutely obliterating, or trying to, on the Stewart. A nice rocket there comes in from Jake of Trades, and this tank gets one shot, but Pathfinders here still holding onto that hard cap. And if we look left of screen here, looks like they have been able to get control of that 3 stack here, as artillery just battering the point. And, does look like the squeeze is starting to come here. Eric, has he got the satchel on? He has. A little boombox on the back of the Lux. We'll see it go up, but it does look like Pathfinders will be getting this cap. Good rocket coming out there from Nosy Medic, and the first cap of the match here coming in for the Pathfinders. Still with the majority of their tanks up as well, as they start to push out of that hard cap here, at least on what is the northern side here. But we do see a bit of pressure coming in for Church on the map, and a good little defensive setup here. As I said, we'll be seeing teams using a fair bit of the map, as Kendall does get contested here. And it looks like on this artillery mark here, we do see a few troops with a very early reinforce. A bit of an interesting choice. I have a feeling this is just to try and allow Pathfinders to stabilise with less numbers in the hard cap to begin with, to try and get maybe a bit of pressure on the 4th, as we did see an OP very far south of Ruins there, which is 20 seconds defensive point. So we do see Lux still survives up here, as Lucas will get the kill onto Alex, and looks like the recon here, a precarious situation. And looks like we're just going to have to get in on the meat grind here. There's very light numbers at the moment, as we can see the reinforcements there for 22nd coming across, but Brad and Nosy looks like they're going to find themselves a Stewart. Nosy getting one in, and we do see that cap just starting to flicker away. Looks like Nosy Medic has run out of rockets here, but a massive push coming in here for the 3-stack. At the compound next to the trenches. Couple of spawns here. Coming in as we do see Echo and Tito making their way in. And they'll be able to funnel some numbers in here. As that ATG does fire down the line. Trying to keep that Panzer IV honest. Well, it looks as if we pan around here. Do see that Panzer IV still up. Does run over its own recon there. Whether that was a strategic maneuver or not. Poor guy copped the track to the face. And we will see this contested again with a decent amount of numbers. Coming in for 22nd here. Lava Flame trying to hit that front track by the looks of the Panzer IV as the P4 does come into hard cap, or is attempting to. But just behind us, we do have an ATG looking at it through a little pixel, pretty much. Oh, General Goth here will get taken out. And Panzer IV will deal with that threat, but up here looks like the trenches control might start to flicker over to 22nd here. As the Steward is still alive. Just chuck the highlights on. Not quite sure where first heavy. Looks like the first heavy is starting to come up. As I said before, there was a bit of a wrap going on, so a bit of a recon wrap coming in here, and good garrison setup. As we do see that recon plane. A very decent amount of forces here coming in from the bottom of the map as Rum Rover does get a kill there. In the alleyway. We might just go for a wander here. It's got beatbox to deal with. And, lucky will see him first. A good little battle there. Beatbox getting the kill there, but does get traded out by Whippy Ohio. As the battle for 3-stack here. Going very much the way of 22nd as they do get a fair few kills. And it will be Rangers left in the second floor houses here. Looks like we will see Bones get in on the action, and that will be 3-stack wiped with a bit of a bombing run there. Coming in for the Pathfinders. As it does look like they're getting a bit of a squeeze out here. Very far on the northern side as 22nd do counter bombing run just on those factory complexes there. It's a very multi-pronged fight here at the moment as Brad does move through. Alex will spot him. Will opt for the safe as does creep on through. Not quite sure if the Stuart's still here. No, the Stuart got dealt with as Alex pops up, grabs a kill, and looks like he'll spot Nosy Medic as well. Looks like he will deal with him. Nosy Medic will fall there. Bit of an update. Looks like the 3-stack has gone into 22nd's control here. And be seeing a bit of a push soon. As camera work could do a bit of work here. But, very interesting fights at the moment. Looks like they're getting their rep stations set up here, Pathfinders. Being one of the multiple staging areas for tanks. We see a cheeky satchel. No. Looks like he might try and get one on the corner, but uninstall. Pickle down Scoot, and looks like utter mayhem. Will get behind, kills his own crewman, but that will save them from getting satcheled there. And crucially keep them up. Big direct hit there onto the player. It does look like, what is this? If I go to the map here, this northern side here, Pathfinders really causing a lot of damage, and we do see this Panzer II just cruising around for the OPs. Just a 2-man at this stage. No, it is a 3-man. Going around and allowing their troops to push up a bit further. But, be very disruptive here as the Panzer II does kill Fender. But try and get down on... Please, get inertia. I tell you, I'm not quite used to. So it looks like 22nd has been mostly reset to the back garrison there. They've still got 1 or 2 squads up. So we do see some supplies going down, and boats and nodes just getting on in. Just causing a bit of panic. And go down towards the church area here. As it looks like Pathfinders are making a bit of ground here. 22nd force a little bit back at the moment. As will be Echo there getting taken out by Sweeper. As I said, it's quite a wide map, so we do see a little bit of a back OP play from Ruthless Rick. I don't think we've seen any ahead, so very light on defense, as we know. Ruins is quite a brutal point, just because they can come in from so far, and it's only soft pressure, so 22nd probably won't be fretting too much at the moment, as we do see a large amount of troops moving in as that Panzer II does get destroyed there. They are starting to get squeezed. We do see Yams here in Chungus moving up to this factory area. As these MGs will be getting set up here. Have a very nice little overview. And, will be Yams. A bit of a push coming in here from Pathfinders just to clear out their front door. As the artillery is still pummeling in on that front door for both sides. And, will be flares going up there for Jackalope. There's a bit of pressure starting to come in just straight up front door. We've got more people as we do see that 76 copper shell. Jeez. Poke out. I believe an ATG just got destroyed to our right. We do see that Tiger hunkered up at the back there. And, cap pressure for both points at the moment. Looks like a full squad flop for Ruins here. And might go over there in just a second. Quite sure if they're going to fully commit to this Pathfinders, but they do have the lead. As second probably do have to divert a couple of bodies to dealing with this. As we do see that now. A couple of SLs just patrolling the defense here. As we do get over halfway capped here on this single OP. So it's just pure hard cap pressure at the moment from this Pathfinder squad. So we do see both points still ticking away. Pathfinder's just recovering on that midpoint, and this is not looking good. Looks like they've called back a few more here. 22nd as they begin to clear out. Tactic Tiger there. We'll pick off one, and we'll just be Lion left. They do still have the OP to worry about, as we see Chick-fil-A there spawning in the background. And good defensive effort there from 22nd. Still got the OP to worry about, but that does allow Pathfinders here to gain a bit more ground back, as we do see Church has gone pretty much into complete control here for the Pathfinders. With 22nd still having a good front door presence here. Looks like we will see a vehicle go down there. Not sure what it was, just a truck there as that Tiger trying to crossfire onto the 76. Boats and notes here, just going for a cruise. He's got Rumsfeld there, but Rumsfeld does get the better of him on this occasion. That's the starting P4 is still up there. It's in quite a safe spot, to be fair. It's quite hard to kill that without directly sort of running at it with a tank, but looks like a bit of forces has been redirected here. Pathfinders had people all over this area not a moment ago, and looks like they've been called back to that hard cap. There's a big rig and Awake gonna find each other. The shotgun of Awake there will complete the kill, and like it's just beak left here. Awake there, finding the shots. And that will clear the factory area there. 20 seconds, able to get a bit more ground on towards that 3 stack there. Is a lot of pressure coming in on this northern side. We do see artillery starting to land on this 76 position of 22nd. Just to disrupt any rep stations or any infantry that are trying to assist that tank. You can actually be quite heavily damaged by an artillery shell if it directs hits you. So we do see the P strike come down on that position, and a very good retreat there for the 76. And that will be an unsuccessful hit there. But we do see Lucas coming in. He's got no P to deal with. Looks like a bit of friendly fire there of the artillery, and Nosy Medic here. He's got an STG and satchel in hand. This Tiger is in a bit of a pickle as it's got multiple AT. 2 satchel guys coming along. There will be another one. They have a spotted no one in the driver. As the driver does switch down. A massive ricochet as that rocket goes off to Narnia, and it will be Jiff here getting the satchel onto that 76, and looks like it's completely exposed up here at the minute. Really good play there from Pathfinders. Unfortunate for that tank crew to lose their eyes there at that particular time, but will be that top side sort of going into control of Pathfinders here, as we can see the map. Not a lot of people up here, but they have sort of pushed them back, as we do see the wrapping Ruthless Rick once again, and pretty solid line forming here for Pathfinders, but 22nd really keeping their foot on the gas. So do see boat nodes. He's got a fair few to deal with here. Pick off one. And artillery pounding at the moment. Let's throw a nade in. They look good. Let's retreat there as the Panzer IV coming in onto that little corner here. He will fall, but running quite light at the minute. At least on this front door, they must be redirecting, and yes, they are. Pathfinders moving down towards the church area. Looks like they might be trying to get a bit of a front door attack here onto Ruins. And massive presence here from both teams, so if we just zoom out a little bit here, we can just see some red dots, blue dots. Will be a good little bit of pressure here as we are approaching the 1 hour mark. Do you see at least on the left side of river here, 22nd being pushed back a little bit, but as I said, Pathfinders are running quite light up here, but we do see them sort of flexing their numbers quite effectively at the moment, as we do see that 4th point start to trickle over. Have a quick look. It looks like it's just one guy in the soft cut there for Pathfinders. Should be quite easily dealt with there by 22nd. As very good control at the moment. Looks like they've got their MG just chilling on the roof. A nice, powerful position here. As that's a great overview. I mean, you're shooting through some trees, but very great overview there. And, we'll get back onto this front door. As the flare's coming up. Looks like Uninstaller's managed to get his way into the house. And they push the Tiger up to this area here. Sounds like they still have their P4 as well, so a lot of cap weight in the middle here for Pathfinders, which can really free them up. Looks like a lot of people in this house as well, occupying a fair few of the windows. Let's install bro there. Just really in the middle of it. We'll get taken out. As we might move in on down. And Booker's in taking on Smoky Medic. A few medics on both teams here. Smoky there picking up one. Just see him cruise on through. Just while it's a little bit quiet, so like an MG42 is about to take out Smoky, but Smoky picks off another. And just follow him on his little journey here. Looks like Shark just repositioning. And, we'll get the OP, but there's still one floating around. It's Smokey trying to get some shots down onto Denny there. And, Smokey there will get the kill and destroy that OP again as well. So while he's done all that, it's just allowed his team to move up here. And good work there. We do see 22nd really getting back into this. A few sappers and that starting to come from behind, as we do see Beak here. Just cruising on through. Looks like he will burn an OP off Echo. And, take out another. Just very disruptive. The kind of people you need. Just the one can cause a fair bit of damage. As we do go seeing an airhead here. Looks like it has been called in by Ruthless Rick. And are starting to get quite pressured front door, but as we know, there is still a heavy there, I believe. I don't quite see it on the map. Might have repositioned here. So Panzer 4 going for a dive. Well, it looks to be a dive. And we'll get swiftly dealt with by the 76. And, yeah, I'm not quite sure, but just have a little zoom in. I believe that Tiger did get dealt with, quite interestingly. But the airhead is live, and it is red over here. Oh, Jesus. Will be Ruthless Rick on this. Like he will get a couple of SLs, a TC in there as well. Stage team, and we'll see Donovan. Quite sure of the threat at the minute, but that's quite a fair few troops, and we'll just see this cap progress begin here. Denny will guard that airhead. And, we could see them flex a lot more forces here as D-Roids. Mr. Matey just holding on. See how light they've gone front door just really quickly. So it looks like 22nd have a pretty good squeeze here going on to Canal. But this threat at the moment, coming in on ruins, that's a lot of people. As Fluent does pop the flare, but it goes on the wrong side, I believe. Oh no, that is The flare coming up for Pathfinders as we do approach halfway capped here. And looks like the full commit has been called here. As we do here, 75 just coming back. And it will be quite difficult here. Last one does fall, and 22nd being completely wiped out of this hard cap at the minute. Not quite sure if they've got a garrison or multiple OPs left to really get a lot of weight quickly. Like someone will eat an AP mine. As Pathfinder's full commit now onto Ruins, and I believe they've been forced to reset here. As the medium does come into hard cap, but quite sure there's just not enough numbers there, as Pathfinder's a very strong looking cap here onto their 4th point, as that medium will get satcheled here. I believe it will. And that will be the 4th cap going on over. Looks like he does have a satchel. Oops. Chick-fil-A there. We'll get one in on the tracks, and Pathfinders with a massive airhead play here. Just exposed a little hole, and unfortunately for 22nd, that will cost them a lot of ground as they have to grind back to get Ruins with a lot of pressure already starting to march forward for Pathfinders. And might be looking good at the moment. As we do see 22nd coming in from the northern side, so that being the northern side, you can see down the bottom. I do have my compass viewable. That way I can try and when I do call out, you can sort of see where I'm looking. So we do have a looks here, cruising on through, but it will be an early recap opportunity here. Coming in for 22nd, just applying a bit of pressure, as we will see very quickly do have multiple garrisons up here and multiple OPs ready to go for Pathfinders, as they get pretty much their entire team on that garrison. And we'll start bringing it back. And, get Own in here. Boats and nodes. Does get a kill. Berkeley will push, and good kills there as the cap does flip back over towards 22nd, just getting a bit more pressure. And for those of you who are just joining us, we're just over half an hour into the match. And it's been quite a battle so far. So the mid cap itself took a good, I believe it was about 10 minutes before Pathfinders eventually got the cap, just securing through sheer hard cap pressure within that circle. And they've only just capped 4th here through a very cheeky airhead in this backyard, where Chili and Rain just spawned, and pretty much full team committed to capturing Ruins here from 22nd. And we're just seeing the aftermath of a very quick airhead play. And 22nd looking in a pretty good spot here. Very big soft cap presence, as Pathfinder's just getting some more bodies into that hard cap. And we'll try and zoom out just to see sort of where the teams are meeting here. So 22nd sort of boxing back into that backyards here. As see the looks making another appearance. The disruptors. And yeah, very interesting so far. It looks like it's just a little tug of war. Who's got more bodies in the circle, as Bones Conway does fall there to Cheeks. We do see them pretty well poised up there, but will be pretty good push here. It looks like they're not really getting much onto 5th yet, as feel my performance being a little bit shaggy here. I do apologise. Might have to reset my camera here. But looks like they're all pushing north of the map here for Pathfinders. There's 22nd just pushing down through. They still have to maintain a bit of control of north. Being up here, that is. To not allow Pathfinders really to get super dug in, but Pathfinders all over this hard cap and slowly but surely pushing out 22nd here. As Mirrors there will pick up Mayhem. And, looks like the frames have sorted themselves out. There's good kill there from Jiff. And it looks like Uninstall is sort of all by his lonesome. As Bubba does come out. He's either dying to a gun or dying to a bigger gun. So, a little bit of pressure coming in. But nothing Pathfinders really have to worry about here. As we do see a Stewart cop a rocket. Chick-fil-A going out for the second rocket kill, and I believe he'll find some mines there. So, a little bit unfortunate, but we do see a bit of shift in numbers here. So, Pathfinder's dedicating a lot to this D4-5 area just to try and deal with them. Because, again, this is a sort of a front door point or area for moving back onto Canal. As I do set them slowly but surely, 22nd. Moving into this hard cap. And, looks like they haven't got that garrison yet. But Rum Rover will be pretty close to it. Does fall there to one of the guys. And will be that cemetery control. Come in for 22nd, and it's quite a battle at the moment. Hell of a lot going on as we do see the Tiger move up. And only the one Tiger, interestingly. Seems his armor pieces. Oh, it looks like the second one is set up on Canal itself. And, it's all pretty quiet at the moment. There's some ground being traded. As Brad, I was going to go in and zoom on him, and well, it cut the caster's curse, gets deleted instead. Once again, it will be a bit of cap coming in as the Panzer 2 just going for a bit of a cruise here. Hyperion is probably going to eat a bit of a early demise here. Does get to the side. Chungus. Oh, not Chungus. We'll get the satchel down. And, there's a bit going on here. Looks like Chungus will go down, and Laker getting out to check for that satchel. He will spot it, but does he have the time? I think he will have the time. As we do see halfway capped at the moment. And, he does get that off in the nick of time. As we should have probably been watching what the hell was going on hard cap here, and looks like that garrison is still up. We've got a bombing run coming in for the Pathfinders, but a fair bit of pressure coming in just through that hard cap. 22nd, as we can see here, just mostly in that soft cap, so it's these four squares here. And 22nd just currently having most of their team, or at least more than Pathfinders. As we will see that bombing run going in south to north. And, this could be a good break for 22nd here, even though Pathfinders are pretty well set up in terms of garrisons and their spawn points around ruins. As we will start to see Pathfinder's just getting back into that hard cap. Looks like the looks as well. And Bones doesn't seem to have a rocket. Looks like a wake. Have a look, but Grizz medic. We'll deal with that threat accordingly, but this is going to be pretty hard to get back in here for 22nd. Pathfinder's just slowly squeezing. But good amount of numbers here. As we do see that Tiger come into point as well. So a massive amount of cap weight. The Northern Tiger is lonesome. It's been quite difficult to displace here without directly bringing down your own 76. What Tycash there, caught in the middle of quite a fair few Pathfinders. Just seems to be the ability to keep up these lights. Really hurting 22nds at the moment. Pathfinder's keeping them up, that is. We do see 2 full 3-mans. And Echo just in amongst all of it. We'll pick off Chungus. And that will pretty much wipe Ruin's 22nd's presence at the moment. Fortunately, and we will see a 76 come up here. So it does take care of that light tank and probably start to get to work on a bit of this infantry. So we do hear an airhead plane, or bombing run rather. Straight over the point. This Tiger does look to get ready to engage. And, once again, a nice big push coming in here. Let's just follow this in. Looks like a bit of artillery smoke coming in. Looks like that Tiger will get the first shot here. And it will be a ricochet for the Tiger. Tiger does take one to the hull. And that 76 does have to go if they're wanting this kill. Be a ricochet off the turret. And will be a kill there for 22nd, and that's a big one at that. As we do see the cap progress starting. And 22nd, they managed to clear this garrison as well, which is huge. And could be seeing a good chance at a recap here. So try and get a bit in on the action. Pathfinder's still got multiple. What is he shooting at? Pathfinder's multiple OPs around though, so we'll be able to deal with the threat. As Ruthless Rick, just a thorn in their side. It's been a thorn in 22nd side all game. And really look to get dealt with here by Echo. Be Ruthless Rick getting the kill on that occasion. So try not to do those movements too quickly. It seems to really want to move. And, we're approaching halfway capped here. And also halfway through the match as well. As we do see the next Tiger moving on down. And it seems like they're waiting for a bit of fuel. Or waiting for the spawn here. It's 22nd just flooding numbers in. See how well prepared they are here. So we did see someone. Looks like they got dealt with. No. Will be one shot, one kill. Doesn't get strafed, and we'll probably stick that. So we'll get back onto the matter at hand. There's 22nd all over ruins at the moment. We should be seeing this bring it back to a 3-2 in favour of Pathfinders. But 22nd armour just keeping them in the battle here. As I'm not quite sure where their other armour pieces are at the moment. I haven't really seen many 76s. You see one doing a bit of wiggling over here. A tiger, that is. That will be the cap. 22nd does regain their 4th point, but they are not out of the woods at the minute. Multiple Pathfinders here, still lurking around. Looks like a massive reset from a southern point here. And, yes, it will be a garrison with 90% of the team from Pathfinders onto it. So we do see not full control yet from 22nd. They do still have to clear their hard cut. And, good kills there as Mick just bandage him. He's putting down a little proxy satchel. But good clearing so far here. Coming on out, and it is a lot better here for 22nd. Pathfinder's still in very good control though. As we do see the medium doing medium things. Try and get some points, and it's getting absolutely climbed on at the minute. That is one rocket away. As Cheeks will go down. Very good two-man play here. They will get satcheled. But I think they might be able to get a fair bit of the spawn if they just reverse up here. And, yeah, it looks like they've gone down, and good little play there just to really disrupt that area's. Oh no, we do see 76. I think it got satcheled. There was a Pathfinder's player next to it. But as we can see here, this has sort of reset the line as they just lose that garrison there. And it has sort of reset that line. Pathfinders, through capping 4th though, have been able to push them and clear them completely out of sector. As there is a dead tiger up here as well. Oh, that is a dead tiger. 76, so I'm a little silly. But looks like it's completely reset. The tanks there as well. So we will begin the meat grind once again for both teams. As we do see Rick and his gang just flanking once again. That garrison immediately going back up far south. So we do hear an Axis, or sorry, an Allies recon plane going over. It will be Berkeley there, copping a rocket from a wake. Nice rocket shot there. And yeah, as we can see here, good clear out so far for 22nd. They've been able to push them back to that red-blue line. Disrupt one of their Garys. Pathfinders here, very well set up at the minute. And in a very good spot, we see multiple ATGs. One Tiger, a second in tow. So both teams losing their armor a lot. As we know on Carentan, it's not the greatest tanking map, but the satchelers from both teams doing plenty of work. So we do see a little baby Stuart coming into the field. And bit of line work here from both teams. We do see just a bit of American supplies going on in the back line. But as I said before, there were mines placed down, and this is something that probably goes underutilized we do see these mines in multiple places. Just disrupting the enemies, you know, trying to bring up their tanks. It's not often you see them a lot around. Yeah, but like a bit of trading of ground going on here. As looks like Pathfinders have found and poked a little hole here in the line. Moose falling back here, and he's got Lukewarm to deal with. We'll take him out. Does see Beak. Fancies his chances, but does fall to Beak. Did lose their OP. I think there's a second one. No, it's just the Shadow. And slowly but surely grinding him out. So we do see a very good reset here. Looks like they are aware. We see Miss Emma 80 here. Moving on down. Well aware of the presence here, as they do now have 2 red zone SLs here, just cruising on through. As we do see a tank mark come out from Pathfinders. I believe it's just onto that Stuart. And it is. A little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Looks like they are starting to get in onto this garrison. That's a Mayhem. Last one up. Mayhem. It's Moose Zone Garrison here. Moose picking up the kill. He's got Beatbox to deal with, and will be Flava Flav. Last one up to defend this garrison for the next spawn wave. And will be Flava falling. This garrison will fall as well. Do see a bit of progress coming in for the Pathfinders here. Satchel in the point, and looks like it's just a couple, with 22nd going quite light at the minute on their defense, which is something we're seeing more and more teams do, as it's all about that grind. And looks like it's just from this little hole that's been poked in here by Toast. We'll break in the line, and that will allow a bit of front door pressure here, as it looks like Pathfinders here just sort of splitting the team in 2 at the moment. They have this little northern segment with a 76 up here. Quite sure if they were engaging that northern tiger, and I'm going to go with yes on that one. Quite sure they'll be able to get out in time here, and be a rear shot there. And that 76 will fall. And, Pathfinders continuing with their advantage at the moment. They do have 2 tigers up, with a third just about to be available. So 4th point here being contested. Berkeley here. Spared himself a garrison. Will take out one. Night Falcon, the commander, will fall as well. Berkeley will more than likely get that garrison free of charge there. And, that will reset 22nd there a little bit. Bit of a crucial area to hold. And, we do see an SL of Pathfinders here in the center of Ruins. Not sure if they've been able to get an OP up. Not quite yet, but it's not too far away. And, we'll get dealt with accordingly there by Miss M80. We do see explosion of sorts. Not quite sure what was up here. And was just a little Stuart. Right. But yeah, we're sort of back to this massive line, and as I said earlier in the match, you know, we will be seeing the pretty much most of the map, except for that train station down here, being utilised by both teams. As 22nd in a bit of a defensive stance at the moment. They are currently getting wrapped here. Oh, Jesus, went under the map. Apologies. It's Chick-fil-A dancing some bullets with Stogie. We'll tag him, which is a bit unfortunate, the Springfield tagging at that range, but should be able to get the kill, and does get the kill. And just an absolute meat grind at the minute. Might actually get in on that with Boot and Freak. They're taking out Big Rig. But we do see 22nd starting to move through town centre here itself. And, getting a little bit of presence in there. Not quite sure what they've got spawns wise, but so I do see they've been sort of split here. If we zoom out a bit, been split in half here. You have the pumping station crew and the Ruins crew for 22nd, and so Pathfinders aren't really flooding through here as they probably could. But it is quite interesting. So slowly moving through. Pathfinders though with very good control at the minute. There's not a hell of a lot going on, to be honest. They're still utilising this garrison far south, as we do see Echo and Goth. Probably not expecting one to be super deep, but they are dealing with those SLs that are trickling off it. As to hear the medium, able to avoid all the mines. And we'll come in to reinforce Ruins here. Brad 04. Moving on through. We'll have Fluent to deal with. Fluent does put down his OP, redeploys, and Brad might get himself a free OP here. He gets another OP, which I didn't see in the bush. He might be able to get the other. It's just a cheeky little play. And we'll poke a little hole in the line. But 22nd will close up the gap behind him. Looks like Uninstalled Bro does find him out and deal with him accordingly. And be on to this front grind here. Flava there picking up one and switching on over to boats and nodes here. Looks like they do have 76 in support. And will be some very decent line work here from both teams. So just check in on where these Tigers are. So one Tiger's looking to engage with a second, and now a third coming up in tow. So these two tanks are separated by a bush. Chick-fil-A might be able to creep through here. He's found a break in the bushes. Tank is well known as Chick-fil-A just creeps on through. We'll place the satchel, and that tank they've just seen, they've been exposed here. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure if they will have the time there to deal with this satchel. It's quite unfortunate for 22nd. Gets out. As Chick-fil-A does pick up a OP as well. Kills the spawn of the OP with Berkeley protecting that satchel on the tank, and that's about as textbook as you get with a cheeky little satchel. Unfortunate for that 76, it wasn't overly exposed really. Did have a fair bit of infantry around it. But Yeah, unfortunately, those bushes there are hard to see, and it's a little bit of a blind spot, at least for the spotter and the turret over the top of where that player moved in from. But moving on, we're into the final half an hour here, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, once again, it's been quite a battle so far. So Pathfinders did get the initial cap. Took them 10 to 12 minutes. And then at about the hour mark, we did see a nice airhead play come in from Pathfinders, and they went into a cap race and came out victorious, as they did started earlier. And captured fourth, and then 22nd have been able to grind them back out to this 3-2 here that you do see, with Pathfinders in the lead. As Captain Kirk there will pick up the kill. And we do see a bombing run. Not quite sure what it's on. Unless there was an airhead down there. Not seeing one on the map though. As artillery is pounding it. Garrison is a little bit further back by the looks. Well, there's at least an OP there. A little bit on the squeaky side there I am, but do see some smoke coming in, so just a bit to confuse them. So do see the two heavies in the middle here, able to move up relatively freely, given that 76 was dealt with by their infantry, and do see 22nd here staging out of pumping station with Lucas here most pushed up, as plane does go across with supplies in tow. And yeah, quite a tough grind at the moment for 22nd. It's just very much a point that is quite difficult to get back in. With, as I said, it was going to be tough for both teams. With whoever having the cap really sort of can dictate the pace of the game, as we do see a bit of a front door push come here. So we do see recon tank in order. Looks like Chick-fil-A. Not quite sure if he's got the rocket here. He does have the satchel, so try and utilize that to proxy satchel the recon tank here, and a smart little play. I'm pretty sure that will kill it, or at least severely damage it. It's been a while since I've done a bit of testing on the old proxy satchels and their ranges, but I believe that was just supplies there, and it will pick up that tank as well, and allow these players here for Pathfinders just to move in. Meanwhile, it is just a slow grind. Looks like we've got the medium here. I think they are satchel, but the tank is rendered crewless. Is Brad? I mean, you got to assume the worst, especially with an SCG. The kits are, you hear it SCG, and you more or less assume they've got a satchel there. So a little bit of an unfortunate loss there. Looks like we will see Hyperion here moving through. Got Beatbox as well, and they're just going to play around the little buildings here as the ATs combine there to deal with that medium in Rain and Grizz. And will be a good defense here though for 22nd, as we do see a few little cheeky backdoor OPs here. You see there two Tigers pushed right up and one across the river. Yeah, we do see good presence though. 22nd starting to move into this church area. So we do see some supplies coming down for the Pathfinders. So a good little break in here for 22nd. They are getting surrounded. It looks like they do have something quite deep. Either a garrison or an OP or something. Floating around, but we'll allow them just to sort of get a little bit of a break. But as I say that, the fourth point does flicker once again. Just a few troops coming on in, and we do see that the mine play here. This is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Just mining off all those roads. So Chick-fil-A there doing a good job of that. But 22nd just holding on here. Holding on to their fourth and doing it with pretty minimal numbers at the minute. As that really sent me flying. Miss M80 here. Can't find Beak. They share the same tree. And unfortunately there you won't quite see Beak in the corner. Cheeky little play there from Beacon. Will allow Yams to come into the hard cap here. But momentarily, 22nd were making some pretty good ground over here. Up on the north, but looks like Fender there. We're trying to defend these spawn points up here. We'll take down that aggressing player. We do see one of the tanks just getting smoked out at the moment. Currently repping. Quite sure what they got hit by, but looks like Chick-fil-A has found another garrison. And poor Night Falcon won't be harmed this time. But I believe he might just be stuck in his map at the moment. With Chick-fil-A there just cruising on through. But that man is dead still right now as fourth point pressure starting to come in off this OP once again. With a 22nd bombing run coming over as Night Falcon will go to rebuild his garrison there. And will be, oh geez, bit of a friendly nade there by the looks. As we're approaching halfway capped here on this fourth, as we do see that defensive spawn wave coming off that southern garrison. And should be able to squash this push pretty well. Fortunately, looks like they're getting more and more numbers into this fourth cap. In the meantime, we do see in the distance pumping station control has been lost by 22nd here. Pathfinder's just pushing through them and aren't quite at the buildings, but are moving around north of the buildings here. With but looks like both Tigers looking to be staged and ready to go. Pathfinder's looking quite decent at the minute. They've got a fourth tank in the fuel reserve. And big disruption once again from Ruthless Rick's OPs. Just funneling some people in. As we do see Chungus will meet Bones Conway. They'll dance and Bones will get the kill there with that Thompson. As artillery has shifted over to Ruins. And this looks pretty good for 22nd at the moment. It's only a few people really pressuring them, but looks like Berkeley here coming in from the south. As Boot makes short work of him. And, be nosy medic. Just coming on through. Yeah, we'll find him around the smoke. I think he must have got killed by Yams there up in the high ground. Nice little spot there actually with extra spicy. Last one up, just defending this garrison at the moment. But as I said, Yams in a pretty good spot. Be able to see pretty much everything, really. But it is a 1 OP left. It looks like 22nd have been able to clear out this southeastern side of ruins. As we do see someone's managed to get into Canal Crossing on that recon flare. And it's a 2-man Whippy and Tacti Tiger. So not quite sure what they've come in off here. Probably got a cheeky little OP or something back here. But that's cheeky little play, unless it just walked all the way around. Unfortunately, we'll get dealt with, as we do see a bit of an explosion. Not quite sure what died. Must have been another medium. Oh, another 76. So it's a little death zone at the moment of 76ers. So we do see these Tigers looking like they're getting ready to be a bit aggressive here. They're still 2 staged here, so yeah, 1 and 2. It looks like once again these OPs proven to be quite troublesome for 22nd at the minute, as we do see a second SL coming in. His OP just on front door by the looks. As just be slow grind. As I said, this is definitely just a straight out battle. Oh. Do you see just little battles in the backyards? It's like a lion. Waiting. We do see pressure onto these Tigers at the moment, as they do get pested here. And will be a crewless Tiger, but we're going to be able to repair that to full. There's not a lot of danger at the minute. We do see a bit of a battle going on near church here, as I thought like an Echo combine there to kill Yams. And, looks like Whippy just being a little bit of a pest at the minute. Does overshoot the garrison there by not a lot, to be fair. But tricky shot, that one. But we do see pretty well set up. Looks like they are losing a bit of pressure here, Pathfinders, on that front door. But Whippy there, caught in the thick of it. So, has allowed a bit of ground to be regained here. 422nd, but this front door still under a bit of pressure. We do see Ruthless Rick here, just making his way up. Looks like they have spotted the medium there. That recon. And yeah, it's just a real big stalemate, really, at the minute. Pathfinders are looking like they're getting a bit of push going on. As using that to deal with it. Looks like 22nd trying to get a bit of control back. Both teams still fighting for control of this area. And Pathfinders will make their way into that factory area. There's looks like the Artie guy. Tracer here. Actually active in this sector. Is 22nd getting a bit more control. Able to move up the hedgerows just a wee bit, and still repelling them front door as well of ruins. So, put a little push. I don't think they've brought a tank down here. No, we've just got a little short. Oh, sorry, a recon tank. Try and help push out, but we'll get dealt with swiftly there by Grizz Medic. And fortunately there, that recon will have a short life. So we've got Toast pushing around. We'll pick off one. A Sweeper as well. Sweeper does pick off the MG. But Night Falcon does get the trade out, and it looks like Pathfinders have been able to deal with this backline presence. Not super deep presence yet, but it's like extra spicy and Thorlak. Making something work back here. Maybe in one different places you could hide these. But yeah, really keeping them locked out at the moment, Pathfinders are. So we do see another little southern push coming in here for Ruthless Rick. And, looks like the control of the pumping station here has flipped back over to 22nd. As the line of people trying to move up the hedgerows here. And, just a slow grind at the minute, or at the many minutes. It's been a slow grind the entire time. But a bit of hard cap pressure starting to come in here. And we may see it tick over. As, this front door looks relatively open at the moment. 22nd starting to move in as we do see that flicker of contest. And it's a very light contest. It's only the one OP they're really utilising here, and that's just to keep 22nd on their toes. It's must be a bit of a play somewhere, because as much as both teams are spread very thin, and this Tiger must be out of ammo or something. Just cruising on through. Haven't seen 76 in a while, and well, speaking of 76s, we've got some shenanigans going on over here. As the point does contest here, the Recon Tiger, it can be mistaken for a Puma, but looks like we do see Jacob Trades coming over it as well, as Tiger's in a bit of a predicament. We'll get one in, and Jake will probably finish it off, and the 1-2 combo there from the tank and the infantry there. We'll deal with that. But I do believe it must have been really light on ammo, because there's still got one north on their rep stations, and another coming in. Starting to get a bit light on the garrison network here. But they do have the active sector, being these 4 squares, pretty well locked down at the minute. So yeah, just a meat grind. We'll go check back in on ruins over here. And it looks like it's just Big Rick. Been able to get that OP. Looks like Rick is going for his 400 meter walk once again. As 22nd, little exposed hole here at the minute, but are starting to get some people up through the church area here. As we do see a tank as well, or medium. Grand Hog just out repairing that. A bit of backdoor pressure here coming in from an extra spicy OP. Not quite sure where he's hidden it, but we'll get naded out there by Jackalope. And, keeping the Pathfinder's defenders a little busy here. As we do know one of the tigers is quite pushed up. Probably is in danger. Looks like a northern garrison as well. The recon units there. Denny dealing with them accordingly. Chilling in the house. So we are approaching the last 10 minutes. And looks like those defensive flares will come out for Pathfinders as they try and get a lock onto where this push is coming from. We do see cheeky medium coming into effect. I haven't seen where the tiger's backed off to. Looks like it is just behind the hedge over there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, but we do see airhead bombing run coming on in, and the bombing run will be quite effective in terms of getting rid of those rep stations, and that's damaged the tiger as well. Probably could have been side shot there by the medium, but this medium's going on a bit of a hunting sesh. It doesn't quite have the intel that it requires, and it does see it. The tiger will also be wary of its presence as the 75 goes, yeah, nah, we're not about that smoke. But it is between a bush and a hard place right now, as it does get side shot here. Not quite sure what from, assuming another 76. And it is a 76. 76 will take out that tiger there, and it is 22nd getting a bit of presence here up through the river. And looks like they've been able to get a garrison spawn as well. Or at least multiple OPs here in the back line, but it's will be in vain here if we do see Pathfinders with a massive presence right now over ruins. And, they've got multiple OPs here, 1, 2, and a third front door. As we do see that flare going up in that back line and reacting accordingly. Pathfinders are, and looking good here. 22nd do get that reset spawn. Will be sweeper there with the pre-fire. And looks like 22nd have been able to reset here. There is an OP. Actually, it's been ran past. Toast does get the kill there. They do keep that pressure spot up. As Satchel does go off. There is a massive spawn north as well. We're going to have a quick check of that. See what is actually going on. And half the team's up here for 22nd. And it's definitely going to be quite the balancing act here. As 22nd, they've got 6 minutes left to cap this middle point, or at least initiate a cap. And, will be Pathfinders in their hard cap here of the 4th defensive point. 4th attacking point for the Pathfinders, as we do approach halfway capped here, and getting a cap here for the Pathfinders will pretty much seal the deal, I think. And it's going to be quite an interesting dynamic here. Only 2 OP, so if 22nd clear these, I could really put a massive squeeze on them, as we do see Pathfinders just consolidate down to those 4 squares. And that's all they need to do. They need to lock up shop, close up. We are closed for business. And that will help them secure the game. As 22nd looks like they're pretty much cleared here. A bit of a tank going for a solid push here. As I did see it on the map. And this is the thing though, they have to push here. They 22nd, they don't have much left in the tank, and looks like the 76, oh, sorry, the Tiger will die, but the 76 will get shot here from a Tiger there, and will probably die to this Tiger, unfortunately. And, that's pretty much, I think, going to seal it here unless these infantry really push through. 22nd, throwing all their cards at the wall right now, hoping that they'll be able to penetrate through, and they're doing a pretty good job here, but Pathfinder's responding quite well at the moment. Run Rover, last one up. Wake dies to the left there to Lukewarm's FG. You don't often see auto rifleman running the FG. Run Rover here with the bar will fall to Yams, as rockets aplenty coming out, and looks like they've still got multiple OPs here. 22nd, and yeah, as I said before, Pathfinder's just committing all numbers to these 4 grid squares, not worrying about 4th. They've got a minute 30 just to lock this down, and they've secured themselves a victory here. 22nd sort of locked into this yellow road at the moment, so we do see Berkeley and Brad going down. One will fall as we do see Tracer there shifting his aim, and the artillery will start to come onto those OPs. And yeah, looks like they've got that hard cap pretty much locked down here. Still a bit of presence up here. Commander Denny there. Got the artillery shifting between the areas. With the tanks just shelling that northern area. And yeah, we'll be just stuck in this little yellow road as Air Blast, the last one up, will re-peak. Just throwing those nades down. Good nades there. Brick there does fall, and they're throwing everything through that one little alleyway. They've been able to get a bit of pressure coming in front door, and looking most sealed as the Tiger does look to push into that hard cap, as just about everything that can be spawned is being spawned. And there it is. Game, set, and match here, with Pathfinders getting the victory over 22nd. As the massive flood of 22nd do come through here. And, that will be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Do see the mass spawns here. And it's been a great game from both teams. Pathfinders, though, are looking a little bit sharper just out of this game, locking 22nd out for a fair chunk. To be fair, it was through a brilliant airhead play that allowed them, allowed Pathfinders just to get a lot of breathing room, and were able to set up most of their armor pieces and sort of control the game at their pace. As we can see here, you know, really strategic use of that wide whammo, Gary, as a few teams call it, just to trickle players in. And yeah, we see some big gunfights here as the game closes out and my frames sort of disappear a little. Just the P4 just shooting back. 1, 2, 3, yep. And yeah, that will close it out. But, yeah, really Really good battle there. Very interesting, especially at the start. There's a couple of snipes from both teams, just obliterating trucks, and that'll close that out. Ladies and gentlemen, give my ender tracer. There you go. But yeah, very good game from both teams. Yeah, once again, thank you all for tuning in on this one. That was a very good watch. Both teams quite disciplined in terms of keeping their areas locked down. And, yeah, very hard point, especially for allies to retake there. There's not many avenues to really get back in and get behind and disrupt. So, yeah, big plays there from the Pathfinders guys, especially in that back line. Just absolutely terrorizing the armor. But once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and yeah, hopefully I wasn't too dry this morning. So yeah, thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time.